Hi there. Let's take a look at Intrepid's latest feature called Insights Explorer. It's a way that allows you to connect with the data in your class just by asking questions. So we'll start by clicking the little sparkle icon here, and we'll go to Insights Explorer. And then from here, think of it like your own ChatGPT within your class. And it allows you to ask questions about any of the class data that we capture in the platform. You can ask whatever you want, and it'll bring back the results. So let's start simple here, and let's just ask, let's say, how many people completed the class requirements? Now, normally this is something that I would have to go into the data, download a CSV file to see, or look in the progress dashboard, but I could just easily ask right here, and I can see that 28 people have completed the class requirements in full, 75 are in progress, and 156 people haven't started. So let's ask something else. Let's ask who is the most active cohort? And again, this is something I would have to go and look through the data and kind of sort through the CSV file to figure out who is the most active. So you can see here, the EO cohort, they were the most active. They had 14 likes on their comments. They made 27 replies, so it shows that they're engaged. So now let's start to look at some of the other details. So in this class, we have a digital expert where people can ask questions and the AI will respond and answer the questions appropriately. So let's have it summarize the questions that were asked in this Ask Digital JR activity. And let's find out what types of things people are looking for answers on. So here you go. Here's a big list. A summary of the questions asked. So gamification and learning, virtual leadership programs. Here are the questions that people are asking. So real quick, in just one question, this gives me insight into what people are asking or what they're curious about. And for me as an admin of the class, this helps tell me where people are focused. Do I need to change the content? Do I need to add content? Are there things in there that people are wondering about that I'm not addressing? Or maybe it helps inform what I focus on in live sessions because people are asking these types of questions. So let's switch gears. Let's look at a discussion. Let's ask the same type of question but for a discussion here. So let's ask, what are the themes from the what do you think we should unlearn discussion? And I know just from looking at the discussion, there are about 90 to 100 responses in that discussion forum already. So it'd be quite difficult for me to try to figure out what the themes are just by reading through it and trying to figure it out myself. But now if I can just ask the question, it can look through all 90 responses and summarize things for me. So it puts everything into a little bucket here. People are talking about one-size-fits-all training. They're putting the content first and things like that. But you can also get deeper. So these are kind of surface level questions, but you could also get deeper with Insights Explorer if you wanted to. So for example, let's ask it to compare the difference in content completions for people who completed the Introduce Yourself activity to those who didn't complete the Introduce Yourself activity. So I want to see, is there a difference in how people engage and how people complete the program if they completed the Introduce Yourself activity first? Now for me to find this would be a lot of manually digging into the data to figure out, okay, who actually completed the Introduce Yourself content. Then I would have to look and see how many pieces of content they completed. AI is doing all of this for me in the background. So we can see here that people who completed the Introduce Yourself activity, the average content completion was about 45 pieces of content. So high engagement. And then people who didn't complete the Introduce Yourself activity, they completed about 20. So I can see by the data here that if I can get people to complete the Introduce Yourself activity, they'll complete about 2 times more content than those that don't engage. So this is a very early on, easy way to create engagement just by adding a Introduce Yourself activity. And then I could go even further here. And let's say I have a mission where I ask people to reflect on a project and how the ages model applied to that. But I want to know, give me some talking points that I could use for a live session that recaps the ages models, and I want it to be based on where people seem to be struggling in their mission submission. So I had people reflect on their work and how ages applied to it, and in their mission response, they indicated where they felt like they were struggling or had challenges. So rather than having to manually go through and try to figure out where those challenges were, AI can tell me. So there's some challenges in attention. Here's the challenges that were in generation, challenges that were in emotion, and spacing. So overall, this gives me some ideas of where I can focus my live session. So hopefully these are just a few examples, but you can go in here and ask Insight Explorer any question that you want, and as long as Intrepid has the data on the background, it should be able to pull some information for you. And if it's the answers that you get, just like any AI, if the answers that you get aren't quite right, you might try changing your prompt or diving deeper into the question. Maybe it gives you surface level information, you're looking for more, so you just continue digging in with your prompts. But this is a really cool way to pull the data out of your class and help you tell the story of success to all your stakeholders and to your learners as well. So hope you enjoy.